He promised the river spirit his very first child. He thought he would never actually have to pay that price. He was wrong. In every single way a man can be wrong.
Ayo had once been the finest hunter anywhere near this village. Years before he could track a bush rat by its shadow alone, other hunters used to ask him to lead their hunting parties into the deep forest. But something had changed in him since the dry season began. His hands, once steady, now trembled before every single throw of the spear. For 3 full moons straight, his traps caught absolutely nothing at all. His wife Bisi boiled water for a soup that had no meat in it. She did it just to keep a little hope alive in the pot. Hunger, they say, makes even careful men bargain with things they cannot see.
The whole village was struggling that season, not only Ayo's household. Children in the village had grown thinner than anyone wanted to admit out loud. Mothers rationed what little grain remained, one careful handful at a time. Ayo felt every one of those hungry stares follow him through the village square. Shame has a way of making one man's hunger feel like it belongs to him alone. Ayo stopped attending the evening gatherings. He could not bear the pity in their eyes.
Old carvings lined the riverbank stones, warnings no one alive still remembered how to read. Ayo had heard the stories as a boy and ignored every single one of them that night. One night, he walked to the river spirit's crossing, where old hunters warned no one to bargain. He threw kola nuts into the dark water and spoke straight into the mist. The water went completely still. Then it rippled, though there was no wind at all.
"Give me back my hunting hand. I will give you my first child. The end stands always watch." By morning, his traps were overflowing for the first time in 3 full moons. The whole village celebrated. Meat filled every single compound that week. Ayo was praised at every gathering he had once been too ashamed to attend. He told no one what he had promised in the dark that night. He told himself quietly that the river spirit would simply forget. Season after season, his fortune only grew larger and larger. He built a bigger hut. He bought goats. He never once ran short of meat. The whole village called him blessed, favored somehow by the forest itself. But pride, like hunger, has a way of making a man forget his own warnings. "All plague in your descendants shall curse you when you die. Take me instead." Bisi noticed how quiet Ayo grew as her belly grew rounder each month. She asked him what was wrong. He only shook his head and said nothing. 9 moons later, Bisi gave birth to a daughter with eyes like still water. The night their daughter was finally born, Ayo wept, though not only from joy. From that day forward, he never once walked near the river again. He took the long path through thorns instead, every single time. But here is where the story turns, exactly as the old hunters warned. On the daughter's 3rd birthday, the river rose without a single drop of rain. It crept toward the village slowly, unnaturally, as though it were searching for something. Every mother in the village pulled her own children inside, bolting doors shut. Only Ayo remained outside, facing what he alone had summoned 3 years earlier. He ran from hut to hut, begging the elders for help, but none of them had ever heard his promise from that midnight river. A debt owed to water, never forgets the way to your door. Ayo stood between the rising water and his daughter, spear raised at a spear no spear could ever touch. For one long, unbearable moment, no one in the village breathed at all. The mist paused completely. A voice moved through the water, older than the village itself.
Take me instead, not her. Please, take me.
The river spirit did not want a frightened man's life thrown in place of a promise. It wanted only what he had freely offered. And Ayo had spent 9 moons hiding her. Ayo fell to the ground the instant the water finally pulled back completely. The water pulled back that night, but it left one final warning behind. A promise delayed, the voice said, is still a promise owed. Word of that night spread quietly through the village in whispers. No one blamed Ayo out loud, but no one forgot it either. From then on, every hunter in the village learned his name as a warning.
For the rest of his life, Ayo brought his daughter to that river every single year. He poured an offering himself every time, without ever being asked to again. Not because he still feared losing her that terrible night, but because he had finally learned what fear should have taught him from the very beginning. Never bargain with something you are not prepared to actually give away. His daughter grew up, never fully understanding why her father brought her to that river every year. She only knew that each time, he held her hand a little tighter than usual.
Tell me, would you have made that same bargain, knowing exactly what it might cost you? Comment below. Type bargain if you would have done the same thing. Type wait if you believe you would have found another way instead. Follow Tales by Moonlight for a brand new folktale every single evening. Tomorrow, we tell you why you must never eat after the compound goes dark. Come closer. The moon is listening.